What's up, YouTube? This is Smashing Heroes here. Well, I decided to make one of many of a stamina build for sorcerers here, but it would consist of this first build I'll show you here is using the bow and using dual wield as your backup bar. So your main focus will be your bow and arrow. All right. So the skills I have on my bow is poison injection, focused aim, evil hunter, critical surge, and hardened ward. Alright, supercharge will be Clouding Swarm for my vampiric passives. But having these specific traits is a must, because basically using Evil Hunter, you're going to get that 15% to cause additional damage of magic to undead, which is vampires. And most people are vampires in this game, so you're going to get that extra little oomph on those bow shots that you're looking for here. Using Critical Surge is going to boost your weapon attack. You're going to get 60% of the critical strikes heal you for half that damage done, as well as having hardened ward inside your loadout is going to increase your stamina regen. Let me get out away from some of these guys. So I'll show you inside the passives here. So inside the summoning tree, you're gonna go for Power Stone and Daedric Protection. So Daedric Protection increases the health and stamina recovery by 20% when a Daedric summon ability is slotted. So that's gonna help significantly with that recovery just by having it slotted. In this case, I'm using Hardened Ward, or you could use Luscious Curse. I like swapping between the two. This particular build is going to be between a Magicka and Stamina base. I had a full Stamina base, but I feel doing a split works pretty well. Dark Magic, the only thing I have in Dark Magic will be Unholy Knowledge. Basically reduces magic and stamina cost abilities by 5%. Storm Calling, you want everything. I got a couple different things purchased in here, doing a couple tests and tries and things like that, but I also have a two-handed ability that I use. Let's go ahead and put those in. Instead of dual wield, I'll use two-hand bow or two-hand dual wield. It just depends. But I like the bow, get that good ranged attack on people and keep the range up. Dual wield, whirling blades. I use whirling blades instead of steel tornado because you get that get major endurance, increases stamina recovery by 20%. You could use steel tornado because with this particular build, you'll have enough recovery where you can use Steel Tornado, so it doesn't matter what you use. I went with Whirling Blades for the recovery, so you can spam it when you're using your Bat Swarm. You'll be able to spam it quite a bit. Going down the list here, medium armor, bought everything. Light armor, I'm using some lights, so I bought everything besides the 5 abilities, because this will be 5 pieces more, so don't purchase that. Just everything else to get those passives there. I'm even using one piece heavy, so I can probably even just put some in there. I'll probably do that next time. Make sure you get your Soul Luck, Vampiric, buy them all, Fighters Guild. That's what we're looking at here if you want to do PvE, or inside the sewers, you want all that. Mage's Guild, just Persuasive Will. I'm not using any Mage's Guild abilities, so you don't need none of those passives. Undaunted, if you got that, I'm using a Heavy Light and 5 Medium, so that's where I'm getting the Undaunted bonus. You're getting your current bonuses from here and from here. Yeah, so definitely look that up. Assault Tree, I bought quite a few things, but definitely get your Continuous Attack, Rage, Combat Frenzy. You definitely want all those. Resolving Vigor is what I'm using as well. But I'll go back over the loadout, but I'm just showing you everything I got purchased. Support Tree, Compact Medic, Battle Resurrection, definite must. Imperial Skills, some Imperial abilities, so of course you want all those. And of course, I mean, I got enough skill points where I can just buy whatever I want when I want. But champion point tree, I'm going to go through the champion tree real quick, and then I'll just show you the rest of the loadout, what I got going on here. So we got Warlord, got 10 in the Warlord, reduce the cost of stamina. I got 32 in Mooncalf, 13 in Tumbling. I got 10 in Blessed, 1 on Bow Expert. I mean, you could put more in Bow Expert. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I put more inside Mighty than I did Bow Expert. Typically, I'd probably want to put probably 15, 20 in the Bow Expert and then the rest, but I went with more physical damage. Precise strikes, 1 in piercing, 1 in thaumatrage. I mean, 1% is better than 0% in my eyes, so I mean, definitely put 1 in each. If I had more champion points, I'd have more in piercing and thaumatrage, but it is what it is. As for the warrior tree, I did some experimenting with medium armor focus. I don't think it's as good, but definitely put at least 5 in block expertise. And instead of having the 35 here, I would put it in hardy. So that's probably what you should do, is put it more in hardy, maybe probably like 5 more in elemental defender, make that 10, and the rest in hardy for the poison, disease, and magic resistance. 1 in thick skinned. That's pretty much it right there. But yeah, definitely do that. You can also put some in the quick recovery, so that way the effectiveness of healing received and increases that. So what you have in blessing, you would also put some in quick recovery as well. I mean, my champion points are limited, so I try to keep it in the main areas. I mean, I'm not Cypher or nothing, so I don't have like tons and tons and tons of points where I can put wherever I want. But that's a definite plus right there to do that. As for the loadouts here, like I said, on both bars, I have the hardened ward for the recovery for that 20% from that Daedric ability, so you definitely want to keep that there. I'm using Bat Swarm in both to get my passive. You don't have to. I do, just to have it there on both abilities, because my bow, I can use it and use it and use it and never, ever run out of magic or run out of stamina. I mean, magic I'll run out of when I get to this bar. I'll show you why, because I'm doing kind of like my rendition of a Nightblade build with it, where I'll be using proximity detonation, whirling blades, streak, resolving vigor to heal with, and hardened ward, of course, to shield myself up as well. I may even do some playing around with putting it into Bastion for the shielding. Who knows? But definitely the streak, though, because what you want to do is you want to be able to CC them, come back around with your whirling blades, but you'll already have your proximity set. So let's say I got my proximity detonation set. You know, I streak him coming in, toss a couple, you know what I mean? And wait for the detonate. But that's, of course, when you got Bat Swarm going. Let me go out here because people are just bugging. Yeah, so basically, when you're going in, is this fool going to follow me everywhere I go? So basically, if you pop your what you want to do is start your heal. You want to start your proximity detonation. Start your Bat Swarm, streak in, and then you want to just pop your Whirling Blades or Steel Tornado, whichever the case may be. So by the time, you know, you come out, you should have already have detonated. Alright, so that's pretty much your build. So I'm not using this part of the build to initially do all the attacking. It's just to mow down mobs a little bit. And I'm using my bow for quite a bit for range for a lot of kills. So it's pretty much a support build. You know, you're not really doing a lot of 1z1s with it. You know, 1zx things like that. That's not what this build is designed for. It's designed for, you know, supporting, your tanks or up close DPS. You're ranging it, mowing them down. Your help thinning out the crowd essentially. And then once you start getting overwhelmed, you can use your Bat Swarm, go to this ability, hit your progs det, start mowing these guys off of you. Typically, you'll have help as a support build. As a support build, you're going to have guys around you because you're supporting them and not you. So, I mean, that's pretty much it on that aspect. I mean, my stats, because this is this. I got 34 in the magic for my streaking, so I can be able to CC people with my streak. I got 30 in the stamina. My max stamina is, 24, 728. It's pretty good. Stamina recovery is 2649. When I hit my Whirling Blades, 3,000 stamina recovery. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? I'm using all primary stat drinks, so it increases all my primary stats. I mean, this is where it's at. I mean, I'm using Hunding's Rage. I mean, here's what I got going on here. So bow, Hunding's Rage, Mace of Agility, Mace of Agility. I mean, only because I'm rocking the Neck of Agility. My rings, I got a Hawk's Eye. So I get my stamina. I mean, you got the Robust on each of them, plus you get the 2 items, gives you more stamina. neck, the neck 3-piece, you get the weapon damage, max stamina, stamina robust, stamina recovery. So I got recovery. If you want more damage, you can swap out damage for this. I mean, it's up to you, like I said, but I'm just a support role in this particular build. Boots of Hunding's Rage. Hunding's Rage. The hands, I'm using Way of the Air. I'm getting 2-piece Way of the Air, which gives me stamina recovery. 3-piece gives you stamina recovery, but I'm not using 3-piece in this case because I'll show you what I'm using on my shoulders. So my waist and hands are the air to give me my 2-piece recovery, and their Munda Stone effect is why I'm using that portion of the air set, because it's Munda Stone. As well as my shoulders gives me 1-piece stamina recovery. Alright. So if you got the blood spawns, definitely get the blood spawn. If you got it, put it on. Plus it's light armor in this case for me, so I get that Undana bonus from that, and the headpiece. It's heavy armor for Undata bonus, plus a little bit extra armor helps. So basically 5-piece Hunding's Rage, that's including the weapon. And then the Mace of Agilities. On this portion you're not getting the 5-piece because I'm using Mace of Agility. If I had another ring, this and that, but I'm getting the the more stamina from the Hawk's Eye. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I mean, but essentially, this is the build you're kind of looking at right there. I mean, that weapon damage is unbuffed. I mean, buffed, we're looking at, we're looking at, what was that, 2448. I mean, that's fairly decent. I mean, typically you want around 3,000 or just over 3,000, but well, that's where we're sitting at. Champion points, 165. I mean, it's not like super great, but it's not horrible. But that's basically what you want to be at right now. It's just from that portion here. Yeah, but that's it, guys. I mean, that's build number 1. I mean, like I said, there's several different builds that I'll have going, but I really enjoy this build because it's kind of like a stamina base, Nightblade type order, support role. I mean, it does really well for support. Keeping everybody healed up. Keeping everybody healed up. The damage done, the AOEs, proximity debt. I mean, this is where it's at, man. I mean, I do hella damage with my bow from long range. I mean, I drop people, especially when you proc both. I mean, so man, you're fully buffed up. I mean, my bow damage is, I mean, it's pretty damn good. I mean, it's not, I mean, 2460 on my bow with the recovery that I have. I mean, most people have right around 2800, damage with their bow, but at the same time, I got a lot of damage with a lot of recovery. A lot of recovery. That's a lot of recovery. You know? I mean, I can sit back and support all day long with this bow and never run out of stamina, like ever. But my race is Imperial, so I get that bonus for health stamina. But definitely check it out. I mean, this build is pretty good. I know the video's kind of quick and kind of like, here and there and up around, but I'm gonna switch this build to another build. So I just wanted to, before I did that, I just wanted to, post this video so you guys can see, what I was physically rocking. The gear that I have is only V14. So if it was V16, it'd be a little bit different, but it's not. I mean, in this particular case, because all my V16 stuff's Magicka, from a Magicka build. But this is a great stamina build, though. Like, this is a really, really good stamina build. I'm gonna do another Magicka build, a couple Magicka build videos. Stamina, I'll swap off stamina for now, and I'll probably switch back to Magicka for a little bit, play around with that. Like, keep my diversity up, put the gear in the bank, so I'll have stuff to switch to whenever I want to. Whenever I get sick of doing one thing or getting ganked by Nightblades because my shields are freaking horrible. Shields are just horrible. But anyway, enough of my ranting. This is Smashing Heroes. Like, subscribe.